you chose to keep that allegation until about 2 years ago? Is that right?
I think it's almost 3 years ago at this point. No. I think it was almost 3.5, 4 years ago at this point.
Pick a year. What year did you disclose?
2009 was when I first
And
told somebody.
you remember the jury asking you a question about it, and you kind of looked over at them and you said, yes, I did tell somebody else. Do you remember telling them that?
Yes.
When was this that you told somebody else?
April 2008.
Disclose.
2009 was when I first told somebody. April 2008.
What was that again?
April 2008.
And who was it that you told in April of 2008 about this?
Matt McCartney.
I got a ride so you could go get the car. Now you're going to sleep? That's what he tells you, right?
Yes.
He's made or tried to make arrangements for you to pick up your car, right? Well, he didn't have a car because he got a ride with somebody else, right?
That's not why he got a ride. He got a ride because he thought I was going to go get it. That's not why he got a ride. He got a ride because he thought I was going to go get it.
You then left, right?
Yes.
And you left in your car, right?
Yes. I got in my car and started driving home.
No, you drove off in your car, correct?
Yes. I went back out to my car to get my purse and my phone.
Well, isn't that problematic since you were driving Mr. Alexander's car?
I wasn't driving his car yet. We were supposed to swap cars. We were going to swap cars for a family home meeting, and I mean, at the time I was driving his car, but he didn't want to drive my car to church with people. He wanted to take his own car. I don't remember which car I was driving. I got in my car and started driving home. I was driving his car. I wasn't driving his car yet. I don't remember which car I was driving. I got in my car and started driving home. I was driving his car. I wasn't driving his car yet. I've already said that I don't remember which car I'm driving. I wanted to do it before I could cheat. He didn't want to drive my car to church. I wanted to do it before I could cheat. He didn't want to drive my car to church.
You obviously don't need it that bad.
I think he wanted to trade the car.
Ma'am, you obviously don't need it that bad.
I think he wanted to trade the car.
Ma'am, I fell asleep and a phone call woke me up. I thought you said you were at the LDS Center off of Dobson and Southern.
Not by this time.
I thought you were asleep.
I went home and crashed. I'd been crying and I had a migraine. I had a migraine and I needed to just sleep.
So, when did you go to sleep? Give us a time.
I don't have a time that I fell asleep. I went to sleep after I left the visitor center.
Well, when did you have time to sleep if you're calling him back and he's calling you, and then right after that, you begin texting back and forth? When is it that you find the time to sleep?
I needed to just sleep. Well, I didn't sleep for a long period of time. I just dozed off.
Well, you do say at 7:25 p.m. that you're almost asleep. We'll see about this car transfer thing, right?
Right.
And then you put the Z's on there that indicates you're going to sleep, right?
I was very tired, yes.
And so you went to sleep. You say you went to sleep, right?
I was laying there very tired and I think I fell asleep.
Well, then you say at 7:29, 4 minutes later, I fell asleep and a phone call woke me up. That's when I sent you a text. That's what you say, right?
I needed to just sleep.
4 minutes later.
Yeah.
Well, when is it that you're sleeping? What's waking you up between those 4 minutes? What's going on?
I don't think I'm sleeping right then. I don't know. I fell asleep. He wanted me to get the car. had a migraine and I needed to just sleep, and I don't know, I woke up later in the evening and I went over to his house later that night.
And then you're still not together at 11:33, and you sent him a message, how long, right?
That's right.
How long is he going to be out, is what you're asking him, aren't you?
No, how long till he was ready to talk? And I went over to his house later that night.
So what happened when you went over to check on Travis, I guess on the 22nd of January?
What happened when I went over there?
Yeah.
I went over there just to see how he was doing. We were talking in his bedroom, and he told me he needed to borrow, I think it was $200. But I didn't have it. I just lent him $6.99 and like a few days prior, and I had just enough money to get to pay for the gas on my trip, maybe some food, and get back. All my credit cards at that point were shot from my house, so I didn't have anything else to draw from except my checking account. So I told him, I guess I didn't really snap at him because he had reacted very badly in the past when I snapped at him. So, but I did say, I said, I just lent you $700. Oh, he called me selfish because I told him I didn't have it and that I was going to California. And that if I couldn't afford to lend him a few $100s, then maybe I shouldn't go to California. Maybe I should stay and pick up more shifts because that's not a lot of money. And if I don't have it, then that's a problem. A reflection on my own personal finances.
There's an issue about the deposit, and in fact, you're asking him if he made the deposit, right?
Yes.
And he told you that he did, right?
Yes.
Is he giving you money there?
What's the date?
Pardon?
What was the date on that one?
The 22nd.
I don't know what we were referring to there.
Well, you do say, your text message does say, did you make the deposit?
Yes.
And he said yes, and then you said what?
Thank you, I'll make it up to you soon.
It looks like he lent you money there, doesn't it?
Yes.
Any idea how much money he lent you?
He lent me money in small increments, I don't remember. So, I thought, how can you call me selfish? I just lent you $700. And when I said that, he got angry and he crossed the room and he started shaking me and he said, I'm fucking sick of you. And he was screaming it real loud and some of his spit got in my face. And I mean, he wasn't spitting on me, but as he was talking. And he body slammed me on the floor at the foot of his bed. Well, it startled me. It didn't hurt, but it startled me. And so I kind of let out an unexpected sound. I guess it could be best described as a yelp, sort of. Can't really explain it. It just was unexpected. So it startled me, and then the impact and the sound came out. And I think he misinterpreted because he said, don't act like that hurts. He called me a bitch, and he kicked me in the ribs. And that hurt for real. But he went to kick me again, and I put my hand out and to block his foot, and it clipped my hand and hit my finger.
Jodi, hold that finger up for us again, would you? Would you take a look at it?
Would
Take a
I?
look at your finger.
Yeah.
When you see that, what does that remind you of?
It reminds me of the incident. I try not to think about it,
Try not to think about who.
about the incident,
Okay. Why not?
because it's unpleasant.
You scared when you think about that day?
I don't go too far in my mind with it because it's not very pleasant. It's a very negative experience, and I wish I'd handled it differently.
So, were you doing this to help him?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, I still loved him.